the new lawsuit coming with Jay.
Yeah.
The part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
Us.
I had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Roth should be charged.
It's a crazy ass boss. Like, I hate you, man. I don't have anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year.
The streets are aflutter because it appears that 50 Cent is not letting up on Jay-Z and Diddy. This time, he may have simply dropped receipts that could shake the entire table for weeks. 50 has been out there criticizing everyone who remained silent while Diddy was allegedly acting crazily behind the scenes. Despite some celebrities' attempts to pretend they were unaware of what was happening, 50 said, "Nope, not he's." Saying that Hobb didn't just know he helped cover it up, okay? And get this straight, after 50 started dangling more receipts and naming Jay-Z. Okay. Jay-Z abruptly left the public eye with no events, paparazzi, or statements. He is displaying a sluggish demeanor, and people are beginning to question whether the pressure is getting to him. Because if what 50 is claiming is accurate, Jay was helping Diddy conceal all of that unpleasant stuff out here. This might be much. More serious than we initially believed. Is Jay-Z truly concealing something? Or is 50 as Diddy's trial continues to heat up? More and more accusations are being made. Cassie is in the courtroom testifying and releasing bombshells about what actually happened behind those closed doors. And you are all among the most. This is where things get shady because, despite all the chaos surrounding this case, the arrests, the accusations, the lawsuits, some of Diddy's alleged close friends have remained as silent as crickets. The disturbing testimony came from a male escort who stood up and told the court that Diddy allegedly forced him to do certain things to Cassie. During one of those so-called freak-offs, not a voicemail, not a post, and as everyone is aware, Jay-Z and Diddy have been close for years. They have conducted business together, referred to one another as brothers, and, of course, had that notorious billionaire brunch where they displayed all of their strength and influence.
The game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch. Yeah. You understand? Right.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
He was gonna blow up his car allegedly, and so when they sit down at dinner, Kid Cudi's like, "Well, what about my?"
Now that Diddy is under pressure, Jay-Z is behaving as though he doesn't know anything, and he has no support, comments, or shade. But 50 Cent isn't having any of it. He just went off and shared old videos of Jay and Diddy cuddling, writing friends in the end. "Jay, you're still there? It's proved to Kid Cudi who's in charge. We blew up his car." It's brought up the long fan story about how Diddy supposedly became envious of Kid Cudi's liaison with Cassie and sent a message by really blowing up Kid Cudi's car. For years, many have been speculating that Jay-Z was involved and that he even helped Diddy hire the muscle to carry it out. Now, it's all coming back to haunt them. But that's just one of the in addition to helping Diddy keep the Kid Cudi problem. Quiet Jay is also accused of helping keep other sinister secrets hidden, such as Kathy White's claimed plan to come forward and reveal her affair, apparently with Jay-Z, but she left before she could say anything, and guess who was there to deal with it? That's the rumor that's circulating, at least.
Kathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Remember Uncle Ron, Jay-Z's former bodyguard? He died of what they say was pneumonia, but people don't believe that, especially since Uncle Ron was on the verge of going public with explosive claims. He even claimed that Diddy and Jay-Z had offered him money to stay alive. Biggie Smalls. As you are all aware, there has been a conspiracy theory for years that Diddy had Biggie removed and continued to profit from his reputation. Uncle Ron was going to report to the authorities when he passed away unexpectedly from an unexplained pneumonia, which is a cover-up rather than a coincidence.
Why is nobody really looking into what happened to Uncle Ron? Why is nobody talking about the email that was sent to Tough News
that stated allegedly Kathy White and Kim Porter were very much so in touch.
And all. Folks, the list goes on. Jaguar Wright also called out Diddy and Jay, claiming for months that they are involved in a major mess. She even mentioned Kim Porter, who supposedly wrote a book detailing everything she knew about Diddy but died before it was published. Rumor has it that Jay also helped hide that? Next up is Heavy D. And let's not forget Alb, who mysteriously went into a coma. Now that he's back, Albie isn't keeping quiet any longer. He's said publicly that he's prepared to testify against Diddy because he allegedly has important information about what actually happened to Kim Porter and who assisted in keeping it a secret. The streets are humming with one name: Jay-Z.
You have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
For a moment, let's be honest. When Kanye West claimed that Jay-Z had murderers, we all assumed he was being dramatic. However, after giving it some thought, it seems as though he may have been speaking the truth.
For example, when he felt the way about Jay-Z, and he went up on that stage right before he got hospitalized years ago when he was on a tour, and he says, Jay-Z want to kill.
And to be honest, we shouldn't be shocked that Jay-Z is involved with Diddy in any of this because Jay was defending himself against a nasty lawsuit not too long ago. You may recall that he was accused of having an affair with a 13-year-old girl. And according to court documents and allegations, Diddy was allegedly present when it happened. The story goes that they both assaulted her together, but I'm not. Sure, people believe that Jay-Z used his wealth and influence to intimidate the victim behind the scenes. Had people apply pressure and had the entire situation swept up and thrown out like it never happened. However, the birds of a feather saying is looking really accurate right now. These men have been flying in the same dirty skies for years.
The Alabama woman who said she was raped by rappers Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs when she was 13 has actually withdrawn her lawsuit.
Despite Jay-Z's attempts to appear unconcerned, including attending the premiere of Tenise. Like, look at this. Look at this. And we all know I've been exploring. We all know. I've been exploring that path. 701, despite.evus, despite T. Lees, equate with 7 millis, Sicord, to send you by These. Mufasa, the Lion King with Blue Ivy. 50 Cent was not going to let that go unnoticed either. 50 jumped online and made fun of him once more. Posting, Jay said, "They said I graded a kid. Everybody get dressed. Going to see Mufasa, lol." F50 has no filter and no chill. He's not just in his trolling. He exposes hypocrisy and you, all for allegedly playing with minors. Jay-Z has a troubled past as well. Let's not overlook the Foxy Brown claims. Jay-Z allegedly stole her V-card when she was still a minor. And the connection was always strained due to the age difference and industry pressure. She was hardly legal at the time, if at all, when the rumors began to circulate.
Allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right. I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce.
Moreover, while we're on the timeline train, let's discuss Beyonce, since you truly sit down and do the math, Jay began dating her while she was allegedly still a teenager. The media likes to say that the math isn't matching. Reinforce the idea that she was of legal age, but the time frames have been hazy, and, once more, nobody wants to point it out because it involves Jay-Z and Beyonce. But we must discuss it.
I gotta ask. A lot of people think, yes, these two are together. What's going on?
Let's now examine Premier Satterthwaite's case. Remir, Jay-Z's purported hidden son, has been attempting to obtain a DNA test from Jay for years. But Jay consistently dodges the question as if his life depended on it each time reapproaches to provide proof. If the DNA test is positive, it indicates that Jay-Z had sex with Rhee's mother when she was just 16 years old. This is why the records are suddenly sealed or damaged.
Wanda told me that when he found out that she was with child, he came looking for her.
Furthermore, it seems that the list is constantly expanding. How many warning signs do we really need? Let's go back in time to Jay's relationship with R. Kelly, despite rumors of Kelly's unsettling conduct. Even though it was well known that Kelly had married Aaliyah when she was 15, Jay-Z completed an album and tour with him, which caused a significant gap with Dame Dash, who wasn't cool with it at all. However, Jay didn't seem to care about morality, I suppose.
Yeah, when Jay did a project with R. Kelly, knowing that he had raped Aaliyah.
This is when things get really sticky in a no-deleted interview with Piers Morgan. And now look at the company he's maintained, R. Kelly and Diddy. Both in the middle of similar accusations, but Jay-Z always comes out clean. After years of criticizing the business, Jaguar Wright made a shocking claim. Jay-Z was the real driving force behind the Me Too movement, ultimately brought R. Kelly down. According to her, Jay-Z funded some of it and even forced some of the women to come forward, not necessarily to seek justice, but to bury R. Kelly and preserve his own reputation. In other words, she claimed that Jay put Kelly under the bus so that he could remain unpunished despite having secrets of his own.
Spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail.
Let's keep it civil, because even after all that tea we just spilled, some people will still come out here and say things like, oh, 50 Cent is just bitter. He's salty. He's mad he ain't in the real world, and the more 50 Cent prods, the more stuff comes up. For now, this sounds like a real-life scandal web with Jay-Z's name all over it. Billionaire Boys Club. All right, but let's face it, we all know that 50 has no love for Diddy. It's not even debatable. And it all began years ago when Diddy allegedly tried to take 50 shopping like a sugar daddy in an attempt to claim his new toy. 50 claimed that Diddy was becoming too friendly and was attempting to woo him, and 50 wasn't having any of that. In fact, he claimed that he nearly slapped him.
Looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out. No, dude, you take me. That's what a guy says to.
And ever since, whenever Diddy has been in the news, whether it's a party, a scandal, or an FBI raid, 50 is right there with a petty Instagram post, a meme, or an entire video that makes fun of him. He's been dragging him relentlessly like clockwork. And even when the feds raided Diddy's homes, instead of backing down, Diddy's own son chose to take shots at 50 as well. Let's be clear that these men are not cool, never have been, and will never be. And when 50 and Jay-Z are involved, there's an additional layer of petty behavior. Scenes, let's discuss the Super Bowl drama so you can recall Dr. Dre, Snoop, and Kendrick's incredible halftime performance. Jay-Z, the NFL's music head honcho, Allegedly attempted to prevent 50 Cent from participating by telling them that the NFL had a problem with 50 and that he wasn't a good fit. Let's call it what it is. He was just being resentful and outright vindictive. Jay didn't like that 50 could make fun of him and his friends in public and still win. So when the chance to exclude him arose, he seized it.
They were saying the NFL has some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue?
In current times, 50 is still clowning. A news report claiming that beyond ticket sales were not as strong as they once were surfaced during the Renaissance tour. 50 couldn't help but jump on Instagram and post a screenshot of the headline with a caption. It's getting real out here. Hey, the tickets aren't selling. And guess what's even messier? Jay-Z hasn't said a single word, defended Beyoncé, clapped back, or even shared a quip on Twitter. Here's the thing. A week has passed since the Diddy trial began, and testimonies are coming in. Names are being dropped in court, and Jay-Z is nowhere to be seen, not even for a photo op. People are beginning to speculate that Jay may have actually gone into hiding, not just laying low, but completely off the radar. Because, let's face it, if more victims testify and Jay's name gets entangled in this wreck-a-light mess, it's going to be ugly. Some sources are even suggesting that Jay may be planning to escape to a nation with no extradition laws if he is subpoenaed to testify. It is not yet confirmed, but the rumors are already circulating, so when 50 Cent is out there, posting and clowning and leaking, he isn't just stirring the pot. He's saying what the public already thinks, which is that people have been rooting for Jay-Z for years, wondering how he manages to avoid all these bullets while being so close to people who have fallen hard for it. Rumors of Foxy Beyoncé's timeline. Since we knew something wasn't right with Rymir's paternity problem, I'd like to know what you think. Do you think Jay-Z is actually hiding something? Did Kanye tell the truth when he claimed that Jay had killers, and now that everything is finally making sense? Do you think 50 Cent is actually exposing people, or is this all just retaliation and old grudges? If you've read this far, please remember to hit the bell symbol, like this video, and subscribe so you don't miss a second of what's coming. Let's continue the conversation by leaving your opinions below.